Hello, beautiful beings of the universe. I'm so glad you're here and I hope you are well. My name is Lena and welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy videos about spirituality as well as poetry, ukulele, all sorts of good stuff, feel free to check out my channel below and subscribe if you'd like to. Today we are continuing the video that I did the last time, which is about my spiritual journey, so go check that out first if you haven't watched that. And today is a continuation of that. We will be discussing how spirituality has affected my life. I split the original video into two parts, so if you hear me saying like, oh, I've said earlier in this video or throughout this video, I'm referencing part one. And I mentioned this in part one, but just a couple of disclaimers. Number one, a content warning. We will be discussing mental illness, depression, and anxiety. So I totally understand if you'd like to skip this video and join me for the next one. Also, this is an open discussion. So if you don't share my beliefs, if you have different beliefs or you don't believe in anything, or if you have different varying opinions, or if your journey looks different than mine, that is totally fine. We accept everyone here on this channel. I just ask that you keep the discussion in the comments below positive and respectful. And last but not least, I am definitely still a beginner and still at the beginning of my spiritual journey, so I'm still in the very fun learning phase, and this is again just my experience. Everyone's journey is different and very personal. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you enjoy. So the last thing I want to talk about is how spirituality has helped my life. I know I've kind of already talked about that a little bit throughout this video, but I wanted to further clarify. So I have a list of things that spirituality has helped me with. Some of this is because my mental health has improved, but to me anyway, spirituality and mental health kind of go hand in hand, if that makes sense. Because even changes in my mental health I attribute to source energy. Oh, my leg's asleep. Ugh. Whew. So yeah, since spirituality has come into my life, I have experienced so much more motivation, drive, passion. I do things that I enjoy, which I did not do when I was extremely depressed. I have found new things that I enjoy, and I have found a list of things that get me out of bed in the morning then that I am genuinely excited to do, which even a year ago, at some points I would only get out of bed for the bare minimum. Even things that I used to enjoy in my childhood and early adolescence, I stopped enjoying as much. But yeah, spirituality has just opened my eyes, and it's just given me so much more passion for life. I have so much more joy and positivity and happiness in my life. I've talked about that earlier in the video. Gratitude as well. And I just have a sense that everything is working out and unfolding exactly as it is meant to, that everything is happening at the right moment. I have so much more creativity, so much more confidence, connection with other people. I don't feel as isolated as I was when I was super depressed. So yeah, my depression has lessened and my anxiety has lessened as well. I feel a sense of peace, a sense of calm. I experience less anxiety in my day-to-day life. I have more patience, less anger, less negativity. And when I do experience anxiety and depression, the symptoms are lessened and I feel more capable of dealing with them. I feel like I have more coping skills and I'm more capable of using my coping skills. Some of my relationships with family members and with friends have improved as well, and I've bonded with certain people over spirituality, which is really, really nice to be able to have conversations with like-minded people about things that you enjoy discussing, and things that matter to you. That is so special. I love talking about spirituality, and the fact that I have people who are close to me in my life that also like talking about it is such a blessing. I have more hope for the future. I have more direction for the future. This sense of dread and despair and woe is me that I really had when I was super depressed has lessened quite a bit. I just feel a sense of trust and surrender, a sense of ease, that the universe has my back, and that even hardships are making me stronger. I used to question that quite a bit. I was like, what is the point? Why am I experiencing all of this? Why is life so difficult for me right now? I was like, why do I have to go through suffering to learn the lessons? Why can't I just learn the lessons the easy way? I just have this feeling in my heart that every problem can also be seen as an opportunity, an opportunity to learn, to grow, to expand your mind. And finally, spirituality has given me so much more confidence, so much more self-acceptance and self-love. I didn't really realize that at the time, but throughout my adolescence, my self-esteem was really, really low. Yeah, just knowing that we are all, in my opinion, like divine cosmic beings, that we are all spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. It just puts everything into perspective. Things that used to be really important to you don't matter as much anymore. Things that you never thought about suddenly do matter so much to you. And yeah, I've just found so much acceptance in my body and in who I am as a person. Yeah, it's pretty wild and pretty wonderful. I have so much gratitude that I went through the hardships that I did, because everything was lining up perfectly in order for me to experience what I'm experiencing now. Like, I needed to experience hardship so I could start to question everything, which then caused my spiritual awakening and the development of my spirituality. And I'm just so glad and so grateful that the powers that be led me down this path, because it has been so incredible. I'm still very much a beginner. I still have so much to learn and discover and explore and try out, and I am so excited to continue doing all of those things. Like, I am genuinely excited, which I haven't felt this excited in a very long time. Like, I can't stop smiling. I just feel so much joy, and I look forward to learning and discovering, and I even look forward to hardships, because that means that I'm learning something and developing. Woo, I'm like really in my feelings right now. Oh my gosh. And if you all are interested, I will continue to show you parts of my spiritual journey. I'd be really into that. And as a final thought, I just wanted to mention that I've talked a lot about gratitude and joy and positivity, and the truth is, even if you are completely enlightened and awakened and in tune with your higher self 100% of the time, life is not all positivity, right? Everyone struggles, everyone goes through things in life. Spirituality is not all sunshine and roses. It can actually sometimes lead you into these deep periods of grieving and questioning and anger and all of these human emotions in order to then lift you into further understanding and acceptance and knowledge. So yeah, I still struggle, I still have bad days, I still have doubts and questions. Sometimes I'll have a bad week or even a bad month, but that is life. And the point is, I am slowly learning more and more, and I can dig myself out of depressions and sadnesses more easily and more quickly with the tools that I've learned so far.
I also truly don't mean to invalidate anybody else's experiences, whether it comes to mental health or spirituality. So if you're still struggling mentally, if you haven't had your spiritual awakening yet, if your spiritual journey looks different than mine, if you don't believe in anything spiritual at all, that is totally fine. Your experiences and feelings are still 100% valid. Again, this is just my experience.
And yeah, spirituality has really opened up my world, and I can't wait to see how I develop and grow and how much I learn. I can't wait to look back on this video in like a year or two and be like, wow, look how much progress I've made since then. Oh, ooh, getting like chills. And yes, thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope at least something resonated with you, and I would love to start a positive, respectful discussion in the comments down below. Yeah, I'd love to know, did anything that I said resonate with you? Do you have any spiritual beliefs or practices? Do you struggle with mental illness? That's something we can talk about as well. How does your mental illness and your spirituality correlate, if they do? I love talking about this stuff, and I'd love to connect with you all on a deeper level in the comments, or also on my Instagram. It's at creativelylena. I do discuss spirituality every once in a while over there. Also, I'd love to know how many people have started their spiritual journeys because of the pandemic or during the pandemic, because that's what happened to me. I feel like maybe quite a few people, because they've had more time to themselves, more time alone, more time to reflect, that maybe quite a few people have started or further developed their spirituality. That is something that I'd love to talk about as well, because the pandemic has made a lot of us question a lot of things about life, about why the world is set up this way, why sometimes these awful, devastating things happen that affect so many people. Yeah, it can be a tough one to talk about, but there are at least a few good things that have come out of the pandemic, such as having more time to reflect, more time to ourselves, which can then lead to personal development. You can let me know if you'd like me to go more in depth about anything I discussed in this video, or if there are any other spiritual topics that you'd like me to talk about. There are so many things that I haven't learned about yet and haven't tried yet, so if you'd like to see any videos about me trying anything new spiritually for the first time, updates on how I'm doing spiritually, let me know if that would be something that you'd be interested in. Again, thank you so much for listening. It really means a lot to me, and I hope I can connect with at least a few of you here. I hope you genuinely enjoy the rest of your day and that something unexpectedly wonderful happens. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.